Welcome to episode 47, part 1 of Kenya's premier sports video podcast, the 3 Quarters podcast. We'd like to remind you to jump onto the hashtag Road to Japan to support the Kenya Simbas as they are still looking to qualify for the Rugby World Cup in 2019 in Japan. And as we are all about promoting sports and sports travel, the 3 Quarters podcast has partnered with Moran Sports and Travel to give you this brilliant offer for the Dubai Sevens on the 1st and 2nd of December. So for only $999 you get the full Dubai experience over and above the rugby, which is your desert safari, your nighttime barbecue, and your dark cruise. This and much more coming up on your screen. I'm Demiwa Duffield.
This is Ngashi, official noisemaker.
Jeringus Kenyana.
So this past weekend on the Saturday, we had the second round of the 36th edition of the Impala Floodlights tournament. And for the main games, club games, we had Quins versus Kisii, 43-19 in favor of Quins. Not such a big surprise. Then we had Impala versus Machine. I stand to be corrected. I am sorry, Machine, you are a force to reckon with. I mean, clearly, it's not time to write them off. Yes, they are not good. No, they played very well, by the way. I mean, Impala had a few things not working on their side, but Machine did turn up on the day, and game ended up going in favor to Impala, 20-10 to Machine. Yes, to Impala. You see, now I even think Machine won that game. Then we had KCB versus Homeboys, which is a game obviously everyone was waiting for, and 18-16 in favor of KCB. How were the games for you?
The Queens game, I think that score was a bit flattering because Kisii really brought the game to Queens. It was not as easy as we thought it would have been, and they're constantly reminding us that come Kenya Cup, Kisii will be a force to reckon. On that game, the Queens forwards, I think, did most of the job. The fly half, Alex Mutune, had a better game, if I may say so, a more controlled one. Queens deserved winners, turning out as the deserved winners. The Impala Machine, as you said, brought up everything and left everything on the pitch. Not like last weekend when they were playing against Strathmore, that looked like so there's something else. Half expected Impala to whitewash a Machine. That never happened. So but Machine, whenever they come against big teams, they tend to play a game that we're not used to seeing them playing. So Impala again in the finals. KCB versus Homeboys. This game was quite physical. It was quite physical, and the weather did not help at all. These guys were constantly hitting each other, pounding each other. A few guys had some great moments during the game. The likes of Moseti, I think, was notably having a good game. Mohamed Omolo, KCB, fantastic game again.
Homeboys.
Oh, sorry, Homeboys. The scrum of Homeboys had a fantastic game once again. We now have the same final, and once again, three times in 3 years.
Queens versus Kisii, it was expected that Queens were going to win, but as Ngusa said, Kisii are showing that they're not going to be a walkover. I think for them the issue is going to be more to do with funding, because the truth and the fact of the matter is they're very small, and that's why Queens were able to really run riot when it came to forward play. They were very good in open play, Kisii, and that's how they were able to register their 3 tries through open play, and they were able to beat the Queens backs.
The wingers,
the wingers, From Queens' perspective, Alex Mutune had a decent game at number 10. Of course, the forwards had a good game, save for one of the twins being sent off later on in the game. However, if I was, and this is my opinion again, if I was going to be the Queens technical, I would actually play Isaac Adim on 15 rather than 12. You limit his options in terms of creativity, because he's a very creative player. You limit his options when you move him to 12 or 12, and with Alex Mutune now at 10, because like we were discussing with someone after the game, and we were saying, a good thing about Alex is that he does the basics right. The pass is good. It's on time. I remember there's one time, there's a long pass he gave Pius Shindu, and it really opened up the Kisii defense. So he does the basics very well, but I would play Isaac Ademo at 15 if I'm going to stick with Alex Mutune at number 10. Impala versus Machine, that was a very gutsy performance by me and Machine. We are used to seeing that during Floodlights. I think Floodlights is their tournament. I mean, we can't take away the fact that Impala did not field a traditionally strong squad. But you would have expected with some of the names they had on the team sheet, the likes of Duncan and Cassie, you'd have expected them, Davis McCory, you'd have expected them to wrap this game up quick. Machine had other plans. And,
Clearly.
and they pushed Impala to the brink. Questionable calls by referee of the day, Godwin Karuga, and that's what some people have been talking about it. But again, it takes me to a discussion we had, I think, in episode 20, I think, when we had former Kenya international Ken Fimba here, and he said the referee plays ascendance. So at that time when those calls were being made, Impala were on the ascendancy. So you can't blame the ref really for some of these things. KCB versus Homeboys was the game everyone was waiting for. Homeboys they had some periods when they were playing some very good rugby, but KCB showed two things. They showed maturity in the way they controlled the game, and tactical and technical awareness in the way, again, they controlled the game. They were able to slow the game when it started raining. They knew that you can no longer play the flashy passes and the long passes when it started raining. You will drop these balls. They were very disciplined. They didn't concede too many penalties. And what's shocking for KCB is that you notice that first they have like 10 guys who are in Hong Kong with the Simbas, 10 starters who are in Hong Kong, or rather 10 players who are in Hong Kong with the Simbas. These guys have depth. Yeah, they have serious depth. So it was, everyone expected KCB to win. I didn't expect it to be this close, but all in all, it was a decent game, save for the weather, of course. You were unable to see some entertaining rugby, but when the entertaining part is taken off, and that's when Kenya rugby normally has its problem, then the technical part is where normally you need to focus on the technical part, and KCB showed that I guess the game is growing, and people are able to take that into account and produce such results as they did yesterday.
Well, we've got the next weekend on the 18th. We've got the finals rather of the Impala Floodlight tournament, and not known to a lot of people. Games actually start off at 10:30 in the morning with the young boys, and then with the ladies, and then third and fourth playoffs. But the universities have in the universities final, we've got Catholic University versus Oilers. Catholic University actually managed to beat Blackblood to get into that final. Oilers, I think we expected, to get into the final.
Those guys should be brought to the clubs.
With time. And then we've got, so that's at 3:30. And then at 5 o'clock, we've got the Challenge Cup final, which is Kenya Harlequins versus Strathmore. I guess this is a chance for Strathmore to kind of show what they've been doing and see, so that we know, are you up to par? Are you, and then we've got the main cup final, which is Impala versus KCB. Same final as last year, although, this one's going to be a tricky one.
Might be a very tricky one. I'd like to see the big names. I think we'll have the guys who are in the sevens outfit coming back. In, let's say, for Impala guys, like so.
Although that is only Samuel H.
I'd like to see Ian Injiri playing the final. KCB as well, maybe Andrew Omonde. I'd like to see him playing a bit. So it will be a good final, considering how narrowly KCB lost the last Impala Floodlights final. It was 32. Yeah. So I'd like to see them try and redeem themselves.
Yeah.
The only big guns I see coming, Andrew Omand, of course, is injured, so we don't expect to see him play next week. Samuel H, I'd like to see him play for Impala, of course, Ian Nigeria. The other guys for Impala with the Simbas in Hong Kong, therefore I don't expect them to be playing. But it's I don't think it's going to be as entertaining as last year's final.
To be honest, I agree with you. Yes. I agree with you.
I don't think it's going to be as entertaining as last year's final, but I just think that KCB might have it this time to take it over the edge. But hey, it's next week.
We'll wait and see. Wait and see. So guys, turn up for the Impala Floodlight tournament on the 18th of November. Remember, it might be rainy, so don't stay at home. It's it's rugby. Come out, support, carry your raincoat, your umbrella. I mean, we're all nice and warm. So there's lots of rugby merchandise.
Yes.
So yeah, make sure you turn up. Remember, you can like our page on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Jamima Duffield.
This is Ngashi, official noise maker.
Jeringus, Kenyana.
See you in part 2.